Hey guys, this is Mani Karthik. Welcome to another episode. In this video, we're going to take a look into this topic. Should you quit your job to take on blogging as a career? So let's take a look. My name is Mani Karthik. For the last 10 plus years, I've been working in the Silicon Valley and Middle East, helping small and big companies succeed online with online marketing and content marketing strategies. But I got bored, so I quit my job and came back to India. And today I run my own blogging empire, so to speak. And I'm completely dedicated to blogging, and I share everything that I've learned in the last 10 plus years on this video channel as well as my blogs. So do check it out and subscribe to my channel. Alright, so today's topic is when should you quit, or should you actually quit your job to start blogging? A lot of people say that when they look at the top influencers, top bloggers in the niche in India as well as abroad, most of them say that they quit their job at one point of time and they completely dedicated to blogging at some point of time. And maybe only if you do that will you get successful. Well, here's my take on it. Don't jump into conclusions. I agree that a lot of people, a lot of top bloggers and influencers did quit their job at some point of time to completely start blogging, professional blogger, so to speak. But the problem is, it's a risk. Blogging is a risk, right? And don't take blind risks, take calculated risk. What I mean by calculated risk is, if something fails, you have to have a safety net to fall back on. And that is a calculated risk. At the same time, if you take a blind risk, if you fail at something, you don't have anything to hold on to. So if you have a blog that already has some traction built on it, that already has some traffic, that already is making a little bit of money, and you have tested your niche, you have experimented with what works and what doesn't, and if you really feel strong that you can escalate or scale it. So let's say, for example, you're making $100 per month selling something, an affiliate product, let's say, in a one particular niche. That is an experiment that is successful. So you know that if you write so many articles, this is the kind of money you make every month, $100 or $200, right? So that is an experiment. Now the next level is, if you're writing 10 articles and if you're getting $100 a month, what you can do is make that 20 articles, so that you will probably be doubling the money. So you escalate or scale it that way, right? So once you have that formula figured out, as in how much time does it take, how many articles does it take, or what kind of promotion does it take to make X amount of money, then you take their number and double it or triple it. But while you do that, also make sure that if that experiment fails, you have something to fall back on. And that happens to be your job most of the time. And the good thing about blogging is that when you are in a job, like a 9-to-5 job, you can start blogging on the side. Nobody has to know about it. And this is how I started too. Like, I was working in a 9-to-5 job. I was sitting in a cubicle and I was blogging on the side in a separate tab. Nobody knew about it. And luckily, after a while, it started getting a little bit of traction and I used it. That's a different story. But you don't have to quit a job just because you started blogging. You can quit a job when you are 100% sure that if you put 24/7 hours into blogging, you can make X amount of money, and that amount of money is enough for you to survive, because you have to pay the bills and all these different things. And perhaps you're making, let's say, 25,000 rupees per month in your day job, or 50,000 rupees in your day job. I believe personally that the blogging venture that you're starting should make at least double of that for you to be confidently saying that yes, I can switch over to blogging and quit my job. And when I was in the US, I was blogging on the side. I was making 5 figures in dollars. And I didn't quit my job soon after I started making that 5 figures in dollars, because that 5 figures in dollars was actually more than what I was making in the job in the US. But I didn't quit at that point of time. I waited for it. I wanted to see how long this will go. Like, for example, if one day it'll just completely stop, what will I do? I would have resigned my job and there's no way for me to go back. So I waited for it. I waited for almost a year. And I figured out that, okay, if I do this much, this money can keep coming. So I figured out that formula, and I figured out, okay, if I'm writing 10 articles now, I need to be writing 20 articles and I need more time. So it's better for me to invest that much time in blogging than in the job that I had. So that's when I quit, and that's when I completely took off to blogging and I came back to India. So if you are in a 9-to-5 job, what I would recommend you is start blogging on the side. Don't quit your job right now, but make sure you have that formula figured out. Make some money, make some traffic, find out what it takes for you to make that money and how much time you need to double up that money or triple that money to be able to be safe, to be able to be completely relying on it. And once you have figured that formula, switch over. Or at least, if at all possible, do it on the side with your job, because your job is always there, it's a safety net. And once you really overwhelm yourself with your results, then you can switch over to completely blogging. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know in comments. This is Mani Karthik signing off.